Hello and welcome to High Point Music's Gear Reviews. I'm Lewis, and in today's episode I'm going to take you for a run through the Tim Guitars Dead Meadow signature fuzz. So the Tim Guitars Dead Meadow fuzz was developed for Jason Simon of the band Dead Meadow, great psych band from California. If you haven't heard them, you should check them out. It's based on the Ibanez standard fuzz, so it's not your typical smooth sounding 3-knob fuzz pedal like say a Big Muff. It's got a lot more character to it and a lot more reaction to your picking dynamics. So I'm going to show you some of the sounds with the different tone and gain controls, as well as what the difference between the bass selection and the mid selection switches can do. So first off, my clean tone is of course my Fender Stratocaster running through the Dead Meadow into the clean, some bridge pickup, some neck, some bridge. So a few controls to get us started with. We've got the volume control, the tone stack, and the gain control, fairly standard for a fuzz pedal. And then I've got a bass boost option and a mids boost option. At the moment, these functions are both off, but we can boost them, and I'll show you what they do in a moment. Okay, so starting off, I've got the gain turned right down and the tone pretty low. So if I dial that up a little bit, you can hear that tone control really sucking all the bass out. So all bassy, which is not too inaudible, not too muddy. And I'll get a little bit sharp up here. And a pretty nasally, buzzy, kind of super fuzz sound there. And of course I've got the gain right down low, so let's just turn that up a little bit. You can hear it getting a little bit more present, and so now when we sweep that tone control down, there's a bit more presence and body there. And then with the tone control in the center position, if we go to the bass boost, reasonably subtle across that lower range. Bass boost off. Push the tone a little bit more. And then cut the bass again. And then we get to the mids control. And the mids control will push that presence a little harder. A little bit more body coming through. And boost it again. And we'll push the gain up and just run through that very again. So the bass boost off. It's a reasonably subtle control, but there is a good amount of difference there. And then the mids. Really scoop that sound quite a bit when they're off. And then the bass again. Back to the standard bass sound. So as you can hear there, those tone controls are reasonably subtle depending on where you've got your tone knob set, but it does add some nice character to the sound that you're getting depending on the gain control. They're a little bit easier to hear at the higher gain range as the pedal tends to get a lot brighter and a lot more presence with that extra gain, but it's got some nice subtle changes. Maybe if you're using different guitars, that would be really useful when it's down a little bit lower. You can hear that the pedal really reacts to your picking dynamics as well. So if you've ever heard any of the Dead Meadow music, you'll know that Jason Simon is an incredibly great guitarist, and his use of wah pedal with the sounds of fuzz that he gets have a really great human voice-like quality to them. It's very expressive, and the dynamics of his pick and the wah adding together really create an interesting lead sound, as well as a pretty crazy rhythm sound as well. The guitar volume definitely affects the approach of the dynamics hitting that pedal, but it's not a huge amount different, so you can really back it off and get some subtle changes as well. According to the Tim Guitars blog, Jason Simon doesn't recall exactly what fuzz he was using on the album that this is modelled on, and so Tim used his knowledge of fuzz pedals to develop it, starting off with the Super Fuzz and then moving across to the Ibanez Standard Fuzz to get that really gritty, grainy sound. If you've seen the Synth Mangler video, you'll recognise some of the qualities of the lead sounds of this pedal. It really has that expressive and gritty, noisy, glitchy sound that I love, but also some great strumming and buzzy sort of sounds as well. So there you go. In a nutshell, that's the Tim Guitars Jason Simon signature Dead Meadow Fuzz. If you're interested in checking out a little bit more information on this one, don't forget to check out the blog. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We really appreciate the feedback. If you've got any comments, questions or suggestions, you can leave them in the comments either on the YouTube channel or on the blog itself. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.